his ministers who need to step back and understand that they are not victims of post-traumatic slave syndrome, because they are inciting persons to be bigots, and we move past that. And at the same conference you're talking about, out of many one, when you make a big washed up opposition fake maroon person who run as councillor in your party come and talk about him is maroon, because everybody can go print sign, because it's political time, you can go print sign and put up sign about maroons and allow persons to come and scam. No man, let me tell you, because you have to firebomb all of them. Firebomb them, yeah. We have flame them up. I'm not talk about the sparks and the Wizard of Oz trickery. We're going about them and try hype. No hype. You flop. Straight up.
So where you said the maroon man did run for councillor?
Yeah. Puppet that. I said it. That's a puppet.
Knowledge.
Knowledge is power. You must and you imagine them love talk about who imported. Yeah, if ever there was an imported maroon, is the one that come up there about him a maroon and never lived there ever.
How that?
Me don't talk. I'm a show me can, but me no call no foul.
That's an imported maroon. How you that? Me not understand parables, you know.
It's parables have to do it. If you don't talk like Jesus, them crucify you anyway. But give that to the dunce, them make them go try. Interpret that, because the whole I want the dunce.
No, them not. No, Mr. Buchanan. You mean them over there, sir?
Who that? Over there, where else we could have been? What could go so? And I must have...
Lord Jesus.
Oh, God. Yeah.
But that's where the PIOG has now come out to say that they are condemning the racial slurs being put towards.
Hold on. Stop there. It's about time. Because we're waiting on the church, we're waiting on the professional arms, we're waiting on, I'm not going to say the political ombudsman, I'm not going to say the EOJ, because they're in one office. And that the office that now have no integrity. Until you can tell me about your 28 bank accounts, anything in the Prime Minister office has no integrity.
Wow.
Yeah, strongly. I'm saying that strongly. An entire conference and nobody accounts for the remaining illicit. We know one of them, your Prime Minister, investigated for illicit enrichment. We want to know who the rest are. Yeah, and perhaps these are the inferences that can be drawn. You never celebrate the ones them that you want to push out, because them have illicit written all over them. We don't know. But one thing I can say, when out of many one people means every Jamaican is to be respected. White, Chinese, Indian, mixed race, all of us. We don't have no room and no opportunity to be speaking about discrimination at a time when our constitution is causing people to go change the constitution because them can't manage it. So all that dirty mouth and nastiness, yeah, they know themselves. Your mouth dirty and you're nasty to even come across and have a platform and try to disrespect your future Prime Minister. Woe be unto you.
Your argument tonight is not that the Integrity Commission is not even got my brain freeze. The PSOJ. So you're saying that the umbrella group of churches need to come out now?
Everybody should condemn this conduct, of course.
NIA need to come out now.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. You can't in one breath. The Prime Minister can't in one breath respect Donald Trump and allow his his members of parliament and anybody that forms a part of his government to be disrespectful. It is unacceptable, and there is no room for it in 2024 and moving forward. Completely unacceptable. Everything must be done on merit. In fact, I'll go as far as say that the Representation of People's Act said you can be a dunce. Just ask the man that licked the chair, that lick him woman with the chair and married her. You can be that. And you must allow people to make choices without being completely inappropriate in it. There's no room for that in our politics. And that is what I'm advocating against, because I'm a champion of the Constitution. And you must never discriminate based on race. Yeah? As it replied, and life is so funny, you know. Huh?
I want to let Jamaica hear what Mark Golding said today at the press conference.
The JLP's attempts to use my color as a political battering ram smacks of desperation on their part. It is unprecedented. I don't think any political leader has faced what I have been facing in this regard. And it is because they see that this tide has turned against them. And the people of Jamaica are fed up with them, the dishonesty, the lack of integrity, and a government which pursues policies that don't benefit the people in a direct way. So people have lost hope. People want change. And I suppose I'm the embodiment of that as the leader of the opposition. And therefore they're trying to attack me. And in a sense, I'm flattered that all they can really attack me on is the color of my skin. You know, I am somebody who grew up here. My wife is an African Jamaican, beautiful woman. And my children are born in Jamaica. And I'm a proud Jamaican citizen. So I think that this is a sad turn of events, and I'm very disappointed in the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party that they tacitly encourage this kind of behavior, because to me it indicates a lack of principle on their part. And Jamaica's part of the family of nations, you know. We live in a world which is very connected, and other countries, other races of people are looking on and saying, how is it that the government of Jamaica is allowing, you know, a junior minister or a former minister, two MPs, to be using racial taunts and slurs as a source of attacking a political opponent? It's very bad form, and it's unfortunate for Jamaica, and it really needs to stop.
You can't say Mark Golding is like him, the colorism, that you can't.
I must say this. Context matters. So let me use that. Let me start right there why context matters. It is on the topic of race. Yes? All the persons who suffer from racism the most, obviously, is the inferior race. And I'm using that in the context of we live in a patriarchal society. A society that says a white man is superior to every other race on the patriarchal spectrum. In countries such as America and Jamaica, has not advanced to the level of recognizing racial slurs. You should lose your job and resign immediately when racial slurs and conduct. That's the seriousness of it. To the point where a white person calling a black man the N-word. I won't even use it in here because there's a organization that wants some money during Christmas time, so they won't get it from me. But anyway, they use the N-word, and it is sufficiently enough for the churches and all places to come and intervene and invite you to resign and remove yourself. There have been ministers in the past that use the word niggardly, as in politicians in America that use the word niggardly, and people thought they were making reference to nigger and Korea finish. Now, black pride should not be confused with reverse racism. P.J. Patterson, which says black man time now, is black pride. It is in keeping with the teachings of Marcus Garvey. When you get up and you say, me will never be under whatever, when as we speak right now, you were in government for how long, and the Queen is the head of state and the King is the head of state, to make reference to a son of Jamaica. Mark Golden is born in Jamaica, unlike Matthew Samuda, who is born in whatever, but still big up Matthew Samuda because of all of the ministers. Very respectful man, very demure, very all of that. Anyway, anyway, the point I'm making is this: do not confuse reverse racism, which is incompetent, dunce, and nasty, tough, dirty heel back behavior. Says that you learn nothing in terms of etiquette, in terms that you don't understand how it is to transform into a civilized person, and you are suffering from post-traumatic slave syndrome. And so if you are still, and I don't know people's bedroom mannerisms, but if you're still being put in chains and you're still being cuffed at night and you are suffering from trauma, then it may very well be that you bring your private life into the public space. So that would account for the vitriol that is being spewed at a son of Jamaica. And at any time, people need to understand that if a Chinese person living here and his son or daughter decides to be a politician, they should get the opportunity. Which is probably why the private sector is saying that they are condemning it. Because majority of them are white, Chinese, black, Buchanese, all of the mixed race, consistent with out of many one. And so we have to have that understanding, and there is no place for it.
I'm going to say to Metro Siaga today. Let somebody call Metro Siaga.
No, call him, but while you're doing that, I want to say this, and I'm quoting this because I found it very profound. This is coming from a senior attorney, Clyde Williams. It says, many partisans appear to be unhappy with their lives. How else does one explain the bile, bitterness, and personal attacks they engage in daily? I have never attacked or disparaged anyone for their political beliefs, opinions, and views. It's a good thing only is in the minority. And I will say, when we fire their mus tail and them think a cool breeze, I fire the PNP I bring, and it's a bun on them, and they have nothing to respond. If you have the opportunity to stand before Jamaica at your conference as a Minister of State and a Minister of National Security, where inmates are dying in numbers akin to mass shootings yesterday, and you don't apologize to the family publicly, you don't worry about that and say, my portfolio, I am not meeting what my requirements. Instead, you come and you attack the leader of opposition that is not in government.
Wait, you say akin to the numbers of mass shootings. So you're saying that probably 5 or 6 or 8 persons in the prisons have died from last week to go?
Make the portfolio go respond to that. But 1 is too many, 2 is too many, 3 is too much, 3 are dead in a catch pot.
Right, everybody. Hey!
Me just say. So.
Metro Siaga. I'm going to say, the private sector organization of this country should give no financial support to the Jamaica Labour Party and governor of West Rural makes a public apology to Mark Golding. Who agrees with me? Anybody agree with me tonight?
Me nah, not for say. Me just know say me see whole heap of white people sit down on that stage there, and whole heap of high color people that is considered white in the eyes on the racial spectrum. That when they're spewing at Mark Golding, they sit there in their whiteness and listen to these persons conduct themselves with reverse racism. Their constitution it doesn't allow that. Anything that offends the constitution, in my mind, is null and void to the extent of their existence. So the fact that they are saying stuff, and you know, one might say, then why are you defending it? Because I can tell you this, when it comes to discrimination, when it comes to breaches of the Constitution, if you allow it for the whites, it's same way in spaces when you're not there, them say, yes, this dirty head Rasta boy with lice and junjo in them head, akin to a court judgment one time from a particular judge in the court that said that lice and junjo was a basis to deprive, and you always have to be fighting for constitution. But life is funny because the Labour Party, as they're trying to think of indigenous people and the status, the same way that the way how the vitriol that they come at Chief Curry with, and the way how they want to exclude the Maroons but make some fake ones, and how the Labour Party, this is a fact. We are talking about race, but it is the Jamaica Labour Party that dealt with the Coral Gardens massacre, and have always, up to recently, a young lady in Clarendon was scalped by a police officer, and that's in this government didn't do anything to protect the young lady. And so they don't like Rasta, and one must be cognizant of that discrimination when they are displaying discrimination on a public stage, not because it is white and majority of the persons are black in Jamaica, that they should use that as a basis to incite the masses to reject competence. Because one thing is a fact that no one can deny, is that when you put the two leaders together, yes, you have an attorney whose statutory declarations have been confirmed consecutively. You have a leader who is not a thief. You have a leader who is not being alleged to conduct himself with illicit enrichment. There's nothing you can do to take that away. Absolutely nothing. And so we must deal with the issues, because Jamaica is one thing, but we also interface on a world stage. And we must address the elephant in the room and stop using what you call the fallacies, the smoke screens, the red herring, and ad hominem, attacking the persons and the smoking gun, because it is unacceptable. And yes, as I'm talking, I'm looking in the comments on TikTok, and it's okay for you to use more discriminatory terms, and you want to talk about people's sexuality, and if you want to make reference to it, that's on you. Because I can tell you this, one of the things that happened on the platform on Sunday was after my two opponents that I'm running against in Portland.
But you said you're running against that one.
Yes, I'm the only MP candidate that's running against two.
Oh.
Yes. So on Saturday, I got many calls and many videos sent to my phone that 2 times in a row there was what could be construed in law as death threats, because Minister Vaz had done the cutthroat 2 times after making inferences or references to statements by me. But then after properly searching and doing my research in law, whether or not that could amount to a threat, I realized on the internet that when a man does this, it's an indication to women that he is suffering from erectile dysfunction, and so that is an indicator that you should not go there, because all body parts aren't working. And so I decided that it's no longer. I And so therefore, that is one interpretation. Therefore, if it were, I couldn't properly make that report because the sign language have two different meanings in a modern society.
Hallelujah.
And then, yeah. I don't have much more to say on it, but I saw many other videos, and then it would explain why gallivanting is something that takes place. Because when you can't get it in the home, you have to petition elsewhere.
What can go
so anyway, so when we think about the confluence of the issues that was raised, we should not let that sidetrack on the seminal issues. And on Context Matters, when you watch it on Thursday, I will be addressing erectile dysfunction and the reason why health is wealth and why you have to be able to keep fit so that you can please your partner and you won't have to be unnecessarily aggressive in a free and democratic society. Yes.
This one in a pastor, you know. But tonight, Jamaica, you are aware, rains have been ravishing the eastern belt of the island. And I want to show a report as to the state of what is happening in Portland. Let us look